weird fucking guys. You're doing a manly thing, and you're a fucking dork.
I've got my lightsaber wearing my Pokemon hat today. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Wow, you're a real Renaissance man, you know that?
Goddamn man-child.
What a fucking dork.
Yeah. But he's our dork.
This is not for children.
Not for children.
Hi.
What's going on?
Get off the fucking phone.
Put your phone down.
That was me.
Put it on vibrate.
It's on vibrate. Put it under my balls. Hey,
Put it
John.
on vibrate. Put it in your pocket.
Put it in your pocket. Put it right next to your knob.
Yep.
What's Mr. Alvin Shitcastle up to? You know, how's he doing?
He just was talking to me this morning, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's got a crazy schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that I could do his schedule.
Wasn't he wasn't he like dissecting the alien remains from Area 51 or Roswell or something like that? Doesn't he do some weird job?
He doesn't. He destroys mustard gas munitions that were, like he destroys weapons. Like
yeah,
destroys bombs for a living.
Well, as soon as World War III opens up, we're gonna be destroying some more bombs.
We're gonna fucking drop some bombs on your moms.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's got a crazy job, crazy schedule and shit too.
Yeah. Ah, interesting. So, John, here at Renaissance Man-Child.
Is this it for Renaissance Man-Child? Is this the end?
I don't know, man. It's definitely going to be a break, that's for sure.
Well, it's the end of this show.
Yeah, you think so? Think we're done?
Yeah.
We gave it a good run, right?
I mean, I think, I don't know how many episodes. Probably like 50 or so.
We changed the name.
Yeah. I liked I had a lot of fun in the very, very beginning when it was every third Sunday.
Sure.
It was like, like super exciting. I liked making the logos and shit and coming up with the ideas. And then Renaissance Man-Child, it was like, I still enjoyed it, but it was like, we got so comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
Or it was like, we just have these conversations. We don't even like brainstorm. We just go right into it,
Well,
not always. I mean, sometimes we like brainstorm.
Yeah.
But I did I liked it a lot. We had a lot more people that were like, that came on and bullshitted with us.
Yeah.
Like it didn't seem like we may not have like the biggest reach in the world.
Sure.
But there's enough people that dug it that, we had fun with it.
Yeah.
Certain episodes, we had Shitcastle on here. We had fucking
my buddy Jay Lines came on.
Yeah, Jay Lines was fun.
My buddy Bill.
Billy came on a couple times, right? He was on a few of them. I think he was on more than one,
Yeah, Ben came on.
Ben, I like Ben. Ben was the shit. I mean, I guess like the subject matter of a couple guys geeking out about special interests and stuff wasn't that far reaching, but I love talking to that guy. He's super smart.
So that was what this show was supposed to be, is special interest for blue collar, middle aged guys, But
we're two middle aged guys and we're exhausted.
You know what? It really, like, at the end of the day, what it really would be, and everybody would, like, if we got a bunch of Trumpy retards to come on and just talk about that, because that's what their hobbies are right now, Their hobbies is let's talk about fucking politics, and I'll be honest, I don't fucking want to. I don't fucking care.
It was like we would go from, like, one episode would be special interest, and the next episode we would just go completely batshit crazy,
So let me tell you this funny story about Friday night. Check this out. So my cousin, I got this cousin who's very relaxed. He's like a new age kind of hippie guy, He's got a bunch of kids. They run around in the yard. My kids go over there and play. It's like a fun place, It's low key, relaxed. Turn on some nice, like, acoustic music or good vibes, you know? It's relaxed. This is a very relaxed environment. You know, him and his wife, we all sit on the back deck. We sit there and bust each other's balls and joke and laugh and, you know, maybe they'll partake in a little bit of the cannabis. They will. I do not. But either way, it's a good laugh. So he says, Friday, why don't you come on over? These guys that I've been working with, I invited them over too. Oh, okay. So I'm thinking like, all right, they're probably a bunch of stoners also. We'll all sit on the back deck and laugh and giggle and whatever. Do what we do, you know? Dude, I walked in. Me, Gabby, and the kids walk in. And there's this girl with like jet black fucking hair that looks kind of gothy, you know? She was a good looking woman, you know? But so she's standing in the kitchen and I was like, oh, well, here I brought chips and salsa and guac and all this other shit. And I'm like setting it up and putting it in bowls or whatever. And so I didn't know that everybody was already sitting out back. And I'm thinking, all right, cool. So Gabby goes out back and then she comes back in and me and her talk and she's like, oh, this is going to be interesting. And I'm like, why? What's up? And she's like, I don't know. I get a bad vibe, you know? And I'm like...
From the goth girl?
No, from her significant other.
Oh.
So I walk out back, and what you don't know about the backstory to this is this guy needs somebody to come and, like, do some welding for him. My cousin keeps telling him, like, all right, Chris can come over and kind of do some welding, but he's already got a job, so he can't do it full time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I walk out back, I kind of start like joking around, and I'm like, I guess I should have like really read the room first. So like there's this young Mexican kid sitting in the corner. He's the current welder, but he's leaving come Monday. And I didn't know any of this. So I started like joking, and I was like, hey, who's the other welder? And the kid's like, oh, I'm the welder. And I said, they told me that me and you got to fight it out. One of us gets the job, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, he's not smiling. None of them are kind of laughing. This big, tattooed, goateed-looking jerk-off is like, rah, 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 rah. And he's like the big guy, and he's like running his mouth. He said, nobody's got to fight anything out. Rah, rah, rah. He's leaving. You're in. You're the guy. This is the interview right now. By the way, I vote for Trump, just so we're all clear about that. Like, and I said, I don't give a fuck who you vote for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right off the...
Yeah, right.
So, like, he's really, like, I know I'm an outspoken guy, but this dude was, like, belligerently outspoken.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? You know? So, like, in my brain, I'm like, oh, we're going to have to do mental gymnastics tonight. You know? Like, this is going to be fucking...
It's more work than what it's worth, it sounds like.
So I sit down, and for 2 hours or so, I don't know how long the conversation goes, but I'm like picking at the guy, and I'm asking him questions, and he's like, I think he's slowly starting to realize that he's a mental fucking midget compared to me, and I'm like, hey man, what's with these tattoos? Like, what's your story? Are you like a prison guy? Did a little vacation time or what? And he's like, no, I never did that. I don't think I could do that. And I'm like, well, he's a big guy, you know? I'm
right.
Like looking at him like, what are you, a fucking pussy? Like, you know, all right, so you like a bike guy? Like, are you got a Harley? What's your story? You know, like what is this fucking image that I'm seeing in front of me? And I'm slowly like picking him apart, and I'm like, this guy's full of shit.
Right.
I think he's fucking full of shit. I think he's a fucking pussy, you know? You got some cool guy tattoos thinking it was going to make you look scary, but now that we start peeling these layers back, I think I see a big old fucking vagina underneath the hair, you know?
He's like the loudest guy in the room.
Loudest guy in the fucking room. The Mexican kid in the corner. There was a whole dispute because he is technically hired on by a sub, but this dude was trying to like poach him. And then there was like a dispute about the money or whatever. So he's like fucking with this young 20-something-year-old kid who's scared to death. And he's non-confrontational. And he literally said to the guy, look, man, I just don't want to start no shit. I don't want to burn no bridges. He seemed like a nice kid, you know? And this guy's just like belligerent. You fucked me. You fucked me. Rah, 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 rah. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So I'm like trying to back my way out of this whole fucking ordeal, and I'm just like, all right, well, listen, I got a full-time job, dude. I'll come weld for you on Monday, but I'm a temporary solution to your problem. You're gonna have to find somebody else. I don't want to fucking deal with you. You know, I almost was ready to tell him he's a fucking cunt. You know, like. Right. So I didn't know it, but apparently, like, he slipped up and almost dropped the N-bomb. You know, like. Oh. I wasn't paying attention, I guess, but the Mexican kid had this little speaker box thing. He's listening to music, and the guy started pissing and moaning, and he was listening to like good, like modern, like good music. It was nothing bad. It wasn't like ridiculously country. It wasn't like, so apparently like the shithead said something like, are you going to play some of that N-bomb music or something, but almost said it, and his girl kind of smacked him because Gabby's sitting right next to me, and I'm like, dude, that would have been it. I would have knocked his fucking head right off the goddamn deck, you know?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so after all said and done, and the dude's talking 100 miles an hour, and I'm thinking, this guy's fucked up. He's fucked up on something. I don't know what his deal is. I don't, you know. So then, like, afterwards, we find out. So he kind of tells on himself and starts like admitting that, like, you know. Yeah, I mean, I love Coke. You know, Coke's for Friday nights, you know? And I'm like, it's fucking Friday night. What are you talking about? Tonight is Friday night, you know? You showed up to a fucking low-key, right? You know, come visit this guy and meet his family thing, all coked out of your fucking mind like a retard, you know? Jesus Christ.
I've never in my life done Coke. Ever.
Me neither.
Never done it.
Yeah.
Like, been in the room.
Yeah.
And was like, nah. There's something so scary about that to me. Like, I don't know what that is about me, but like, nah.
I was a pills kind of guy. I mean, listen, I took anything that was in pill form for some reason. I like trusted.
Yeah, because you feel like it like came from a doctor or something.
Yeah. The pharmaceutical companies had my best interest at heart.
Yeah, but one time I accidentally smoked PCP.
Really?
Yeah, it was fucking terrible.
Oh my god.
That was a nightmare. I was like, when I was really young, I was like 24.
Really?
And I used to work with this guy. He's not with us anymore. He was a great guy. Really good dude.
Yeah.
And like, part of me was mad at him about it, but then part of me like understood that like...
Was it Mike?
How do you know Mike? Mike who?
The drummer.
Oh, no, not that Mike. His name was Mike, but it wasn't that Mike. We used to work at a warehouse overnight at a trucking company, and it was like a third shift type thing, like 10 to 6, but we were always done by like 3:30, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we would either like go grab something to eat somewhere, go back to the warehouse and play like rummy all night long, or we would just go, all right, man, let's just
or smoke PCP.
Well, no, this one night we were like, just let's lock it up and get the fuck out of here. And he was like, yeah, come over, we'll smoke a joint or whatever. And I was like, all right, whatever. So we go over to his house, and we're down in the basement, and we smoke, and dude, it just fucking came on, and it was the worst experience ever. Like, you're looking in the mirror, and you feel like all the features on your face are really small, your head's really fucking big, and you start seeing like those little spots of light like going in and out of your, like, you're getting nauseous, I'm throwing up. It was fucking crazy. Like, crazy. This went on. And
PCP is embalming fluid, right?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it was dipped or if it was like sprinkled. It's like angel dust. You know?
Yeah.
So this went on for fucking 6 hours.
Really?
And it's like, I didn't fall asleep until probably like 10 in the morning. And then woke up at like 2 in the afternoon. And just felt like shit the next day. Completely felt like shit. I mean, I felt like shit for like 2 fucking days.
Yeah.
And I said to him, dude, what was the deal with that? Is there anything in that? And he goes, oh, yeah, it was a little laced. And I'm like, why wouldn't you tell somebody that? But then, like, knowing him and knowing what kind of guy he was and stuff, he was just a big blue-collar kind of, like, rough dude. Like, he was a rough dude. And I think he just thought that was, like, normal. Like, in his world, that was nothing. And it was just like, I didn't know if I should be like, dude, you're a fucking jerk-off and an idiot.
Yeah.
Or if I should just be like, all right, now, lesson learned. Don't smoke with Mike.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. I really liked Mike. He was a good dude. I knew him for a long time. I was really upset when I heard that he passed away.
Yeah.
But he was an older guy. Like if I was 24, he was in his mid-30s.
Oh, okay.
He was like an older dude. He wasn't like a young kid or nothing. But he was a good guy. I really liked him. But
other than lacing, PCP,
other than smoking fucking PCP with somebody. But that was like the worst. I hate like drugs. Like I hate hard drugs.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've in my lifetime, I've like I've been prescribed things that got me fucked up.
Sure.
And gotten fucked up. But like you said, I never had like a problem.
Yeah.
With anything. But yeah, man. In my 20s, I was like kind of sowing my oats and fucking hanging out with my friends, going to Eddystone and all those bars and getting fucked up.
A lot of drugs down there.
Well, I never did anything like, like you go into the fucking bathroom at certain bars in Eddystone and people are just getting high off of the fucking toilets and stuff. And I was never like that. But I drank a lot.
Yeah.
Fucking acted like an asshole, said things that were stupid. And, I can do that now without fucking...
I'm surprised we never bumped into each other, because I used to go down to the bars in Eddystone a lot, actually, and I used to get kicked out of them a lot.
I'd say like 2003, 2004.
So that's like right when I got home. Yeah, I wasn't really hanging out down there yet. I was starting to hang out there after I got divorced from my first wife.
I mean, this entire time I was single, and my kids were living with me.
Yeah.
So I was like a single dad, most of the time. So it was like every couple weeks, I'd get like a little reprieve where I could go like hang out with my friends. So,
yeah.
And that was like all bets were off. Like, we just had fun. But
sure.
I didn't do anything crazy, but like I got a little fucked up for a while there. I was like, and we used to get drunk during the day. It was like, it'd be fucking 1 in the afternoon and be passed out drunk, and then you wake up and you're like, fuck, it's 11 o'clock at night. I just wasted my entire fucking day like this. And, But I mean, I had plenty of fun. I made good friends and stuff. And the dude that we had on the show that one time, Mark, we used to have a fucking blast together. Like, we were like little kids at a fucking sleepover. Like, we would just geek out all the fucking time about everything. And my other buddy, Mark, who's like my best friend, like, we had so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would go to like fucking tons of fucking hockey games and stuff and get all messed up and have a great time and shit. One time we were there and this guy got kicked out of the game. And we're like up at the top of the cheap sheets. And this dude, there's 3 minutes left in the game. Fucking security guard comes over and tells this guy he has to go. And he's like, what? He's all fucked up, drunk as shit. And he gets up. And dude, you would have thought like fucking Wile E. Coyote was like in a fucking booth somewhere pushing a button. Because this dude fucking, it looked like he like bounced off of 1 foot. It was crazy. I never saw anything like it. He falls down the entire fucking landing.
Really?
From the top of the steps at the Wells Fargo Center. Like, comes out, loses his footing, and then just launches all the way down the steps of that seating thing at the top. Like, we're in section like 203 of the Wells Fargo Center.
Okay.
He goes down the entire stairwell.
Really?
To the, like, if he'd have fucking had any more height on his, like, fall, he would have went right over the vestibule partition down into the fucking walkway or whatever. It was crazy. Goes down, cracks his head on the barrier, and he's laying there, and me and my buddy Mark are like, oh shit, did we just fucking see that? And we look down, and the guy's motionless, and we're like, is this dude fucking dead? And the dude was drunk as shit. You know how they say, like, drunk people, they rarely fucking get hurt because they're just, like, they're not tensing up at all?
Yeah,
And he puts his hand up in the air, and he's like, woo! I was like, Jesus Christ. Dude, he laid there. Everybody was, like, in shock. Everybody in the seating area was like, what the fuck did we just see? Like, we really thought, like, I'd never seen anything like it. Like, from the top of the fucking arena all the way down the seating section, like, in the aisle. We're, like, 2 seats away from the aisle. Like, we were there for the whole fucking thing. It was crazy.
Dude, the drinking days of my life, the 20 years old to 30 years old was fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
The shit that we did, like, dude, we did some really crazy shit, man. Like, seriously. Like, so at one point, my little brother, who's 2 years younger than me, we were living together. We used to drink together a lot, and like, dude, I was the obnoxious one, but every now and then he would do some crazy shit, you know. And listen, I'm not proud of this story, but to some degree, it's kind of fucking hilarious. So we're in South Philly, and we're like, dude, he even brought a boxing glove, one right-sided boxing glove, and he's sitting behind me in the seat, and he goes, dude, let's call a hooker over here. And I'm like, what? You know, so I fucking drive up, and he's like, he yells out the window at this fucking girl, and he's like, hey, you working tonight? You know, and she's like, she comes walking over, she's like, hey guys, what's going on? And, you know, so she's fucking talking to us, and like, dude, he's like fucking laughing and shit, and he's like, how much for all of us in the car? How much for all of us in the fucking car? And she's going on and on. So she kind of leans in to look, and dude, he bopped her right in the fucking nose with the boxing glove.
No way.
She fucking fell on the ground and fucking started screaming.
Wow.
And I was like, holy shit. So then she's yelling for some dude, and then fucking like 10 cars behind us, the lights flick on, and like all of a sudden I heard like pop, pop, like fucking, you know, like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know if the guy was shooting at us, but I fucking, dude, I sent that car 100 fucking miles an hour down whatever, Wolf Street or wherever the fuck we were, and I'm fucking flying, dude.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
if somebody steps in front of me right now, they're fucking dead. Like, we're gonna fucking kill somebody to get the fuck out of here.
That's nuts.
So that's the kind of stupid shit we did.
That's like risky
Oh
stuff,
my
man.
god.
Yeah, pulling out a boxing glove and punching a hooker. Not really on the list of like smart things to do.
Dude. And so like he was just like, I don't know, I thought it would be kind of funny, and I was like, yeah, we almost got fucking killed tonight.
It's like a jackass stunt. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
And then,
you know? Well, that was like the era of Jackass, so that's probably what inspired him, you know? But
that's nuts.
So at one point, on another time, so we used to rent this apartment, and it was on the second floor. There was a Wawa directly across the street. And this was a notorious, you know, after you got fucked up at the bar, a lot of people
were going to the Wawa.
Yeah, right to this one Wawa right across the street from us. So we sat in the window one night, and we're all fucking lit up drunk, you know, and we like opened up the window and had all the lights off, and we had pellet guns, and we were whacking the fucking sign right above the trash can. And these dudes are like, bink! And the fucking thing, and they're like, somebody's taking shots at us.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, dude, if somebody sees that, like, we're doing this, like, we're going to fucking jail, dude. You know, this is not a great idea, but at the time it was.
I think it was just like, we didn't like set out to do crazy shit, but it was like sometimes my buddy would just fucking blurt out some wild shit and be like, oh no, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. Kind of thing. And they were like, how's this going to unfold, you know? But it was, all in all, we just had fun. Like, it was just fun. And, I mean, almost never was there any kind of like violent confrontations or anything like that. It was like, but we'd be pretty fucked up walking through like Eddystone and stuff like that at like fucking 3 a.m. and, you know, we had too much fun for a while there.
Yeah.
But nothing out of the ordinary. But like, I was a pretty reserved kid growing up. I didn't have very wild teenage years or nothing. And by all accounts, I would say like even my 20s were pretty reserved. Like, wasn't that outrageous? But
not me, man. I came out of my shell. I was like, fuck this. I've been a quiet kid my whole goddamn teenage years. It's time to get wild.
Yeah, I mean, I just always been kind of the same.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. But I mean, I would do stupid shit, say stupid shit. And I mean, that's my whole life. And then I look back and I'm like, man, I wish I'd have never said something like that. And I learned a lot like recently. Like, you can't take back things you say.
Sure.
you know? Like, even you can't unring a bell. So,
yeah. Well, I think that's the difference between a 20-year-old and a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
You know,
but
we think things through now.
Nah, I don't.
No,
like,
really?
Oftentimes, like, I think I've told you this before, like, I fight with words. Like,
sure.
if I get into an argument with somebody, I've already had the fight in my head, three or four times, and stuff comes out, and it's not necessarily how you feel, but you're just being combative, and you say stupid shit, and and that sticks with people, man. It sticks with people, even if you're like a lot of times you say things that you forget it before it even comes out of your mouth, and there's just something about being stupidly verbose, that just is like
so the
regretful.
difference. I don't do that with my loved ones. Like I don't say nothing obscenely offensive to my wife or my family or anything like that. But dude, for a stranger, I have a laundry list of very creative, nasty things that like, dude, if you start some shit, I will fucking insult you. And I'm like the Mike Tyson of like, dude, I'm going in for the kill right off the bat. Like, we're going to shut this down. I'm going to fucking insult you. You're a rotten, disgusting fucking whore cunt. Like,
see, that's what I grew up with. Like, my parents never fought physically. When they would fight verbally. And they were fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Like, they were nasty. And at first it was like, you become conditioned to it, Like, in the beginning it's like, whoa. But then, like, after 10 or 12 times, you realize that's just how they are with each other.
Yeah.
But it was like, it doesn't carry over into life. Like,
sure.
The whole story. I said something stupid about somebody and kind of ruined something really good for me. And, it's just like that kind of shit is regretful. Like, I hate that kind of stuff. And then, like, when people remind you, like, remember the time you said that? And it's like, and they kind of laugh, and you just think, like, I can't believe I fucking said that. Like,
well, I mean, we've all done stupid shit. I've slipped up in front of my gay uncle and said things, and I was like, oh, what a fucking idiot. I'm so fucking stupid for that, and he laughs it off. He still to this day will like bust my balls and joke about it,
Right.
But I think a lot of people do that to me because they know the kind of person that I am. They're like, oh, how can I twist him a little bit? Because I know he fucking does this to everybody, So I think I don't know, but as for like genuinely offending people, I definitely don't want to do it. But sometimes it's warranted,
Yeah, I guess like some people have it coming every once in a while, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, and the guy that you're talking about, that's on him, man. Sometimes I think to myself, if somebody offends me and it ruins, or if I offend somebody and they're ruined by something that I said, then it must not have meant to be, and it's like, you just got to keep it moving, man,
Oh, no, I know that. It's just,
Yeah.
Nah, like...
Well, you're a non-offensive guy. You don't really want to go out of your way.
Overall, I think I'm a pretty docile kind of person.
Sure.
So, I make mistakes. That's all there is. I make mistakes. And, nobody's perfect.
Sure.
So, but it's regretful because there was a lot of, I met a lot of people that I really liked at that place and shit. So, it's a loss. It's a loss for me.
Sure.
That's all.
Well, that's all we can do is keep moving. You know, go forward. And
you just don't quit what you're doing. Yeah, I was,
Yeah.
It's whatever.
All right. Well.
What can you do?
What can you do, John? You can just keep in. So what do you want to do? Dude, you and I are not going to stop talking. We're not going to.
No,
I
never.
think. So you discussed. Let's start Yardbird Tuna back up.
Yeah, you do. Like, I think that would be kind of like. Look, we talk about like how many. And I think it's like. I don't know. Like, for the reasons that we're doing it, it's like you have an audience for that show. Right? To a certain
Supposedly.
extent.
That's because we discussed a known racist.
Well, yeah, that one episode when at the very tail end, before we started doing every third Sunday and stuff, we did an episode where we were talking about
Edgar
music.
Allan Poe.
And we talked about David Allan Coe. And for some reason, because David Allan Coe was in the title of it, that episode has gotten, you said, like 3,000 listens?
4,000.
4,000 listens.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, sometimes, like, with this show, we barely scrape fucking 50 sometimes, you know? Which I don't necessarily care. Like, I really only want to appeal to the people that are actually like it.
Sure.
You know?
Well, I still think that we're finding our own. I don't know what... It does bother me that 4,000 people saw that name in the title and was like, "Oh, let me see what that is."
Well, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I understand it. Like people like that kind. Like,
I guess it would be nice if somebody left a comment or said,
why.
Yeah, like if somebody said like, "Oh, I was curious to hear what you guys had to say about that guy,"
right,
and then realized that we're not like appraising him for making racist songs.
No. All I said in that episode was that the guy was like a brilliant songwriter.
Sure.
But he had kind of like sold out.
Sure.
At some point in his career and was like, well, I did this because, it's going to make me some money or whatever. So he did like these 2 really X-rated albums where he says a lot of racist shit, a lot of fucking nasty sexual shit, and it's just super offensive music. But at the very core of who David Allan Coe is, he's a fucking amazing songwriter and he's an amazing musician. And I think that's like a lot of the premise of like our show is sometimes is like, yeah, we have like these episodes where we go off and we say crazy shit, or we just kind of like speak our mind about like what we think of politics and stuff, and the people that feel the need to like. I mean, we shit on both sides. Like, we have a very misanthropic kind of like like edge to what we do because I mean neither one of us is right or left. Yeah, we're kind of like very in the middle, and you like kind of hardcore with the libertarian stuff to a certain extent.
Not as much. I've been backing off of it, believe it or not.
But I mean, like it's just the idea of like.
So that alone, I've been thinking about this lately, and just to lightly touch on that, but like the Libertarian Party is growing. Mm-hmm. Fucking Donald Trump showed up at the Libertarian National Convention to be a speaker and did like these Q&A things. And so to me, that's an indication that it's getting
more conservative than.
Well, no, I think that they're pretty true to like fuck you because they basically heckled him the whole time. Okay. Oh yeah, man, they did not like him. But the bigger it grows, the more people get involved, and at some point, like all inherent institutions, it will get corrupted and it will become. Somebody with a lot of power will figure out how to manipulate it.
Yeah.
So I don't really believe in being 100% tied to any organization because I think it in order for me to be an open-minded person, I have to honestly just look at everything and just go, okay, what is the best possible solution here? And that's how I honestly vote. So I'm not voting. Yeah. Believe it or not, I'm not voting Libertarian this time.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I'm voting for Bob Kennedy, the independent.
Okay.
But that's because I believe that he's a good candidate.
Right.
And that's I don't want to go down the rabbit hole.
I think a lot of it, like just to generalize, I guess, to a certain extent. I think a lot of people out there, the average guy, like the average Joe, doesn't really know what goes on above him.
Yeah.
So it's like. And I think a lot of it is with all the information that we have and all the access to information, it's like we're always looking for answers. And we get, we feel strongly about, this sucks. This is not the way that, this country's supposed to operate. This isn't what I was sold. And, we're out there busting I think like the average guy out there is busting his dick every day, trying to do the best he can for the people he loves, right? And then you have like all this fucking information getting thrown at you left and right, and you don't know if what you're doing is right or wrong. You don't know if you don't know what goes on above you.
So
and
I think
there's like this backlash to it where it's like, well, I feel this way, and then somebody else goes, no, you're wrong. I feel this. Really, ultimately, like you're getting fucked no matter what.
Yeah.
If you're just an average guy in this country, you're getting fucked. And it doesn't matter if you vote for Trump. It doesn't matter if you vote for Kamala Harris. Like, you're still going to get fucked. Because those political parties, your choices, they say, oh, you got a choice in America?
Yeah.
You got 2 fucking choices. You're 3. You get 2 or 3 choices. That's not really a lot of choice. And
realistically, you only have 2 because the third
it's
never
canceling
wins.
It. Yeah, it never wins. Never fucking wins. So, the country with all the freedom and the choices and stuff, they're giving you 2 fucking choices.
Yeah.
And guess what, dude? They're on the same fucking team.
Yeah.
Like...
Imagine if there was a lottery. Imagine if they said there's a $1 billion lottery. and you go buy your ticket, but there's really only 2 people that are going to win this lottery.
Right.
There's only 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And
it ain't you.
It ain't you.
Right.
You're not going to win.
Right.
You know?
That's
really what's happening here. You know? So, like, to me, when I look at the average voter, like this jerk off that felt the need to boast in my face, which my wife thinks that was his way of declaring that he's a racist piece of shit, which is kind of disappointing to me because I do know a lot of Trump people that are not racist.
Yeah, right.
So that was kind of like, oh, well, you're just a fucking retard, really. That's really all you are. You're not a Trump supporter. You're just a jerk off, you know? And the problem is people they see these big organizations and they're like, I got to associate with that because I have some things that I believe that fit in that category.
Right.
And that's so the average person, I think, they want the cliff notes of what that candidate, they don't want to read the whole thing. Right. It's like you said, it's too much information. You know how it kind of bothers me? Not because of her ethnicity, but a lot of people are like, she's a black woman, she's a woman of color, whatever. And it's like, I'm only voting for her just because of that alone.
Yeah, there is a contingency of people out there that are like, I want the first female president. I want the first black
And it's like, dude,
president.
what if she is the absolute anti-fucking Christ, you know? And you're over here like, well, at least we got a woman of color, though. And it's like, what if she totally wipes Congress off the fucking map and turns it into a dictatorship? You don't fucking care. And I'm not saying that that's what her goal is. Right. I'm just giving an example of, like, what if she, like, fucking destroys the dollar bill?
What if she's
and
so
now
fucking radical that she's just, completely fucks up her entire system? But,
yeah.
But that's the point is, like, neither one of them are a good fucking choice.
Sure.
Like, they both fucking suck. Both of your choices suck.
So basically. I think, honestly, so people were asking me, like, what's the lesser of 2 evils? And I'm like, well, if I had to play that game, I do think that Trump at the moment is the lesser of 2 evils because I am personally more concerned with repairing the economy, and I think
that's what a lot of people's...
I think that's what his goal kind of is, but I don't have to be the lesser of 2 evils. I don't have to do that, and therefore I'm not going to vote that way because that's fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that Trump is a one-trick pony. Mm-hmm. And I think he already did his one trick. And I think that the economy is going to fix itself whether or not it's Kamala or Trump in office. And most people don't understand that recessions and whatever in the economy, dips and rises in the economy are just waves.
Right.
And it happens whether you like it or not. The truth is how you fix a recession is everybody has to go back out and start shopping and buying things again. Everybody's being tight right now. Everybody's like, oh, man, let me save my money. Let me sell off my hot rod. Let me fucking get rid of all this shit because I need to see money in my savings. It's fear. Fear is what a recession is. Mm-hmm. You're afraid that you're going to go broke. But believe it or not, you would actually reignite our economy if you just went out to fucking dinner.
Yeah.
You know? And you would think, like, that makes no fucking sense. But it does make sense. Because if the restaurant owner is making more money, now he can pay his employees more. Right. And his employees can go shopping at your place where you sell fucking shoes or where this person works in a warehouse making this product or whatever. And that's how you reignite an economy is everybody slowly starts spending their money again.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Right.
You know? It has nothing to do with a fucking jerk-off sitting in a White House. It has nothing to do with that.
Dude, your election is a race to the bottom. That's all it is. Man. It's just, I'm going to fucking destroy you. You're going to destroy me. And
look at the fucking slogans and the bullshit that they got going on for each other. What the fuck?
Oh, there's this fucking awesome video that plays on YouTube all the time where they have, it's Kamala dancing at the fucking, like, it looks like a fucking barbecue or some shit.
Yeah.
And she's looks like fucking Razor Ramon or some shit. She's got, like, the fucking, the purple shirt on with the fucking pants. and it's like this Hawaiian type fucking shirt with the purple pants, and she's like dancing, but it's like a fucking hardcore conservative, like Kamala Harris is a piece of shit, and then they show her fucking dancing, and then they cut to like some shit that she's done fucked up or whatever, and then they cut to her dancing again. It's like some fucking sketch comedy troupe or some shit put this shit together. It's so fucking funny. I love it, but like. That's how I look at things. I just observe stuff and go, this is so dumb.
Yeah.
I don't even, when people get into arguments and, I'll be at work and people will talk about, how pro-Trump they are or this or that or whatever, and I'm just like, I don't fucking care, man. I don't care. I have to fucking do what I have to do. No matter what, I gotta get up every day and fucking work, and
I don't have the mental capacity right now to sit here and be like, Trump 2024. We got it, dude.
I can't imagine
what the fuck are you doing with your personal time?
I mean, these people defend Trump like it's their dad.
And then now it's going the opposite way too, honestly, is
yep.
Now all of a sudden Kamala Harris is the greatest fucking human being. She's a humanitarian. Mother Teresa. What was the Buddhist monk?
Gandhi.
All of the greatest people that ever.
I don't
maybe
know what
not.
the fuck Gandhi is. Oh, the Dalai Lama's a Buddhist.
Dalai Lama. Yeah. This Kamala Harris is written in the stars now. This is a great person that we've. Yeah. Holy shit, man! And then on the opposite side of the spectrum is you have Trump. They're ready to carve Trump into the side of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
They're like, Jesus Christ, this
greatest.
is the greatest guy that's ever worked in this country. You have union jerk-offs that are fucking so proud.
Yeah.
Dude, he fired you over and over again and hired illegal immigrants to build his fucking buildings,
Right.
What the fuck are you guys talking
They're all
about?
Corrupt. They're all fucking corrupt. They're all shit stains.
Yeah.
All of them. I mean, anybody that thinks I should be president, they're fucking crazy. They're a little crazy.
It's egomania,
it's fucking wild. And for Trump, it's the guy's been around for fucking 40 some years.
Yeah.
In the public spotlight. He can't fucking end up obscure.
Yeah.
He can't he has to stay relevant somehow for anybody to remember him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be relevant
forever now. And the whole bullet in the ear thing and the dude, that guy, I bet you he came on himself when somebody shot at him. Dude, I bet you Trump jizzed in his fucking drawers.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I'm as great as Ronald fucking Reagan now.
Then we devote all
this
time.
He put his fist in the air. He was like, you ain't gonna get me, motherfuckers. And he's walking out to 50 cents so the black people like him now, dude, this fucking guy, his team, his PR team.
They're opportunists, yeah.
Dude, they are opportunists of the best,
But and that's the other thing is you got all these people out there dissecting that whole event, going, well, it's a conspiracy and this is what happened, and you look at the water tower and there's a guy behind. Listen, man, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It still sucks for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ultimately,
meanwhile, keep stacking the fruit in Walmart, motherfucker. All right.
What the fuck? Don't worry about it anymore. Move on.
Yeah.
Go make some money. You gotta I don't know, man. I hate to always equate it to that, but that's what a lot of people are gonna vote for. They're gonna vote for, is my money gonna look better?
Yeah.
If I vote for Trump, and then you have that contingency that we're over the moon about Hillary. Just because she was a woman.
So when you dive into the psychological effects of the average person, what I see in America, the big grand picture.
Dude, your coffee is fucking
jet fuel.
You ain't, dude. I came down here and I couldn't
even walk.
Form thoughts.
Yeah, I
couldn't even form thoughts.
He literally drizzled down the steps like a fucking puddle. Just
I was
just fucking.
The second I woke up, I was like, I'm so fucking tired. And then when I called you, I was like, I am so fucking. I got here, I drank this coffee, and now I'm ready to go.
Yeah. All right. So listen to this. So let's stay on topic here. America, on the entire, when you look at the planet Earth, where does everybody want to live? In paradise.
Mm-hmm.
America is economically paradise. The American dream is to come here, work hard, buy a fucking house, and live in a place
comfortably
where there is relatively, compared to the rest of the world, no violence.
Right.
In this neighborhood.
In the sense that nobody's storming your fucking house and dragging you out.
So right
of it.
now, if you lived in Palestine or
Yeah.
Ukraine or other nasty
Every
parts
day's
of
a
the world,
crapshoot.
somebody might just drive a tank through your fucking house
Right.
and kill all of your family.
Yeah.
You know, like
there is
that's-
crime and there is violence in America.
Yeah, but there's not an active war happening on your soil.
Somebody
So,
could
like,
get shot on your street, but you're still going to be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by relative low violence.
Right.
Because Americans have no concept of like, you know,
True war-torn fucking violence.
and so like think about this. Me and my wife were talking about this. We spent the last weekend up in Gettysburg, and my wife was interested in this woman. What was her name? Kitty something.
Kitty?
Cat Hughes or Kitty Hughes or something like that. Or there's this woman that made biscuits.
Oh.
For
I'm
Union
interested.
and Confederate
everybody
soldiers.
Has a biscuit.
So she would cook for both sides and just give food out to the soldiers that were fighting.
Mm-hmm.
They were literally fighting in her neighborhood, shooting past her house. Like, oh, keep your head down, kids. There's a fucking war going on right now. And she actually, a stray bullet went through her fucking window and killed her.
Oh.
And now she's like a historic figure because she was unbiased. She was feeding both sides and trying to like just take care of people. She was a humanitarian, you know? She loved people.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you think about that, like dude, that's where that lady fucking lived.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, we drove to her house and we're looking at the fucking house and we're like, could you imagine people just fucking lined up on either side of the roads right here, fucking shooting at each other? And this woman's just like peeking out the fucking window like, man, I hope they stop soon, you know? Like,
right.
Could you imagine living like that in your neighborhood? Could you imagine that? Because nobody in America can imagine that. Nobody can fucking understand what that means.
Dude.
So that being said, it's not our problem. And these little issues that we have, and believe it or not, it's a little issue to not have a savings account. Because there are people in this world that don't even have checking accounts. They don't have fucking money. The little money that they make,
there's some people that
they
don't
buy
know
food.
where their next meal is coming from.
Yeah.
Right.
They literally buy food or kill a fucking rabbit or something, and they're like, this is it. This is all we're eating this week, you know?
Right.
So the problems we have are extremely luxury problems, even with the economy being slightly bad right now. It's slightly bad compared to, like, fucking, you know, Somalia or some other, like, war-torn fucking country, you know? So what we want is we want somebody else to fix this problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to think about it. I don't want to stop. I'm going to keep doing what I want to do. I want to go to barbecues on the weekends. Trump's going to fix this problem, or Kamala's going to fix this problem. And you know what? You know what would really make this better is if somebody else fixed this problem. And Americans can't conceive the idea that it's our problem.
Yeah, it's up to you to fix
If you want paradise to continue to exist, you're going to have to fix it.
Yep.
You know?
Nobody gives it to you. You have to take it.
I mean, everybody says that in America, but
That's the
nobody
truth.
is willing to do the work.
Yep.
You know?
That's the truth.
So, like, even people that piss and moan about, my job's not paying me enough money. Amazon workers, this place fucking sucks. They treat you like a fucking
They're
prison
trying to
camp.
get you out of here so they can have a machine take over
So
my job.
fucking start a union and take
People
it
are
back,
too lazy
you know?
to do
Yeah.
that. They're too lazy.
Dude, when I say that...
They're lulled into this idea of like, oh, well, it's so much bigger than me. Like, there was a time when people were like, you know, like, America was fucking founded on the idea of like...
There were 20-year-old guys. Some of the founding fathers were 20 fucking
young
years
dudes,
old.
right.
You
They
know?
were young men, yeah.
So, in my mind, what's it going to take?
We're not like a nation of fighters anymore.
Yeah.
We're angry little fucking internet trolls and we all hoard, guys
I'll
hoarding their
express
guns and
So even the gun guys, like 90% of them are fucking full of shit, and it's like, I would fucking kill some of them liberals, and no, you won't.
Right.
You're
well,
a
I think if it
fucking
came
pussy,
down to it, they
you know?
would.
So listen, there's a great book that explains how did the Holocaust happen. and it's called Ordinary Men, and it is fascinating because, I do believe that anybody can be pushed to do very horrible things, you know? And that is scary. That is fucking scary to me because we are definitely a nation with lots of fucking guns. And if people were pushed hard enough, I definitely think that there would be a new civil war, you know? I don't think it would necessarily, like all these retards talking about a race war. It's not a race war. It would be, I could very much see a liberal versus conservative conflict. You know, I could see that. You know, and it's actually what happens in America trickles down to the other nations. So apparently there are some extreme right-wing groups that are popping up in Germany and England and in other areas that are like, dude, this is an issue. But that's coming from a media outlet that doesn't want to admit that maybe the left is being a little pushy too. You know? So both sides are fucking with each other. You know? Dude, just go live, man. Go fucking...
Well, I think it's everything that you see. It's a lot of it is like, we have news fucking networks that are biased.
Yeah.
Like, that's
crazy.
That's not news. You're not reporting news.
Yeah.
You have an agenda.
Yeah.
And one of the best things I ever saw was who's the fucking guy? Was it Dan Rather? No, not Dan Rather. Who's the other motherfucker? Not Tom Brokaw. Whatever. One of the fucking long-time fucking news reporters from ABC sat down with, give me a conservative name. Because, I bet you'll fucking say his name if I think of it.
What's that guy that used to...
It's not Hannity. It's not Carlson. One of the fucking right-wing dudes.
Yeah.
Well, like...
It's not Tucker?
No, it's not Tucker Carlson.
No.
He's, like, still on fucking Fox News.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, anyway...
I don't pay attention to them guys. I don't
Good
really
reporter
care.
and shit reporter are sitting down with each other, and he basically just breaks it down to, like, you know, your type of news is dangerous for the American people. You've done harm to the nation.
Yeah.
With your, you know, and he's not wrong. Like, he's basically saying, like, you've compromised the integrity of this medium.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Like, all your job is to report what's happening.
Yeah.
We don't need to know your opinion on it. You don't need to steer people in certain directions because, like I said, like, people are just average Joes who don't really know what goes on above them. You know, we have a lot of guesses. We have a lot of theories. We have a lot of beliefs, and we feel strong about some of them and less strong about other ones. I mean, you have all this shit about the vaccines with the COVID and everything, and people thinking like, hey, man, it fucked us up. And there's a lot of fucking evidence to support that, and this idea of, like, Fauci being the highest paid federal employee at the time, and, you know, he's a weapons guy, and how is it that, you know, this was a man-made virus that he was farmed out to China, and now, you know, this is the guy that's head of the fucking how you're supposed to treat it, you know? Yeah. But it's like
not the WHO. He was the not WHO, but he was the
he was the guy that was telling us what to do. Put the fucking mask on, take the vaccine.
WHO is the world. I forget what it's called for the FDA or no?
Yeah, I think it was the FDA. I don't know. I see. This is the problem with when I talk, as I don't have all the facts all the time.
Yeah, we're not that smart.
I'm not
Remember,
very
we're
smart.
just blue collar
guys
shitheads
talking shit.
Yeah.
But there's all these theories about that, and I just think that people don't really know what goes. So when they say, like, oh, well, China created it, this came from China.
No,
it's not that it came from China.
No, Americans created it.
Right, and that's what people say is like, well, why would we be working with China on something like that? And this guy, I watched a whole video where the guy explains, and he's like, people don't realize that, like, a nation, just because you're a nation doesn't mean that it's not a bunch of fucking factions.
Oh yeah,
you know, like. We're all working against each other within the nation.
Yeah.
So the idea that it was created in a lab in China doesn't necessarily mean that, like, the Chinese government as a nation were the ones that created it to fucking cause all this bullshit.
Yeah.
We created it. You know, we just created it in China. So it's like, dude, it's the shit. Like, there was no reason for us to get shut down like that. Like, that fucking hurt us, man. Like, we're jerk-offs for fucking, like, right then and there, like, if this were the fucking 1700s, 1800s or some shit, we would have been like, fuck you. We got to go back to work and make our money. Like, because we're so comfortable and we get lulled into this sense of whatever the fuck, okay, I won't go to work. I'll stay home. And, send me $1,700. Cool.
Yeah.
You know? Like, nah. Dude, one of the coolest things, there was one lady who owned a little diner around the corner from me. She never fucking closed. She never closed. She didn't give a fuck. She sat in there every fucking day, did takeout orders. You went in there, go ahead, sit down, sit in the back. You can hang out. Yeah. Like, she didn't close.
Yeah.
And people would come by and tell her, you have to close up. She's like, nah, fuck you, I'm not closing.
Yeah.
You know? Good for her, you know?
Yeah.
She deserves it.
Well, I think that's where we're at as a nation is we want people to take care of our problems for us, you know?
Yeah.
And so like I think to myself, if you ask people what is the perfect candidate, not a name, don't tell me a name.
Like, what would they do?
What would you think that a perfect candidate needs to be right now? So, like me, big on the list is the economy. I think that we need to kind of try to steer the economy back to a better direction. And that's all the president can do or Congress can do. They can work together and try to, like, slow down the inflation, try to, fucking work on the interest rates. That's all they can do. But spending comes down to the average citizen. So that's where that works at. And then the other big problem, which Trump is not fucking working on at all, is the division in our country. Because whether you like it or not, your liberal fucking neighbor is still going to live there.
I think he had
and
a big
instead
opportunity.
of being a fucking troll and being a cunt and sitting here running your fucking mouth and talking shit,
be diplomatic.
Learn that
Diplomacy.
we all need to live in this fucking country together, because otherwise it's not the United States.
Right.
It's not, And what do you want? Do you want us to divide up and go be smaller countries? Honestly, I'm not a fan of the federal government, so I don't give a fuck. If Pennsylvania wants to break off and go be its own little nation, I don't fucking care anymore. I don't care, That's my personal philosophy. I think it's easier to control in smaller little areas. That's why, to me, the same with Russia. When Russia broke up, the reason it broke up is because it was too big. It's still too fucking big. You literally have parts of Russia that it's like Moscow's all the way over here, and the rest of these fucking people, well, fuck off and just send us some tax money. We don't know what you're doing over there. We don't give a shit. It's kind of the same with our nation, or at least it should be, probably more like that. The federal government needs to just kind of do a little bit of bullshit, but not a lot. Don't get too fucking involved. We don't really want you that involved. What people in Pennsylvania do is not what people in Maine do. It's not what people in Florida do, and it's not what people in, California fucking do.
Right.
So you don't have no fucking say in the matter, If people in California think that it's okay to do fucking heroin in the streets, good luck with that, I don't think that we should do that, but whatever you want to fucking do, man. I don't fucking care,
And we get hung up on the dumb shit. We just get so hung up on the dumb shit.
Yeah.
The gender shit. The fucking, all that shit. Like, it's just, it's stupid.
Yeah.
And then we get hung up on everything that these candidates say. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said about the Medal of Honor and the Medal of Merit?
Yeah.
Like, whatever the fuck he said. But, like, listen, he's not smart.
Yeah.
I know you want to defend him like he's your dad.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it feels like. I listen to people go, well, Trump, it's like, dude, did he pay for your fucking college or some shit? Did he play catch with you as a kid? Like, why are you defending this guy so hard?
But on the same token, because it's a love-hate thing, I also wonder, why do you hate him that bad?
Right.
Like,
why can't you just be critical and go, yeah, he's a dumb guy?
Dude, I have a relative that literally projects all of her hatred to that guy. He is the one, he is the symbol of all of my hatred right fucking here. And it's like, dude, you've never even met this person.
Right. He might be a cool guy to hang out with.
You know, like, yeah, man. Like,
Might be a fun fucking
What if
dude.
you guys, like, randomly walked into each other and we were like, oh, you know what, dude? I love that movie, too. That's a great fucking movie.
It might just
you know?
be that I don't want him to be my president.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind fucking having a beer with him and fucking sharing some of those nachos or some shit.
Dude,
and talking about whatever the fuck.
So me and you discussed this on a previous episode a long time ago, but I sincerely believe when you're the big guy in the seat, I think they're all trying to do the best they possibly can with what they have.
I think it's a dirty fucking business, dude.
Oh yeah, well that's what I mean. Also, is
filthy.
you have to navigate their fucking slimy bullshit politics. You have 10,000 fucking lobbyists and congressmen
and
and all these pieces
fucking
of shit
corporate
around you.
sponsors out there that are looking to fucking profit off of you know.
The truth is at some
there's
point
too much money. In politics.
So that's what I really believe.
Yeah.
I personally believe you got to remove the money, the businesses away from the government.
If you take the money out of it, you'll restore the integrity of people's intentions behind why they want to fucking be public officials.
Everybody got upset because that girl, AOC, you know, young college girl that didn't have two fucking nickels to rub together, she became a senator, and she's all like, you know, socialism's great. Oh, yeah, it's going to fix every fucking thing. And now she's like $100 millionaire, you know? And it's like, yeah, dude, well, she's hanging out with George Soros and fucking Nancy Pelosi and all these, you know, she's got corporate sponsors now. Of course she's a fucking $100 millionaire. The fucking girl could buy this house, burn it to the ground 6 times, and then rebuild a mansion here if she wanted to. And she's still preaching socialism, which is comical to me, but it's all an agenda. It's all bullshit.
Yeah,
you know?
You don't live in the same world.
She
as
went
her.
and hung out with the big guys, and now the big guys were like, nope, I don't think so. You're going to be one of us now. And they have a puppet. And that's all she is a fucking puppet. And you got to play by the puppet politics. And if you don't, well, you're on the fucking outside. Yeah. And the sad thing that I think about Trump people is they think that Trump is an outsider, which is comical to me. It's fucking comical because business and politics is all very closely related.
Right.
Trump is friends with the Clintons, whether you believe it or not.
He's been friends with them forever.
He's a fucking pal, man. You know? And maybe he talks shit on Obama, but I'm sure they would sit in a room together and fucking hang out.
No, I think when Obama made the statement to him, I think that's what sparked the whole thing. Is Obama fucking said publicly to him, he goes, "There's one thing I am that you'll never be, and that's the president of the United States."
Oh, it fucked
and I
his
think
ego
that was
up.
he was like, "Oh, okay, motherfucker.
Yeah,
you'll see."
Yeah.
And now you got this guy out there just fucking throwing out verbal diarrhea.
Yeah.
Saying stupid shit, and you know, look, I'm not saying. Look, maybe he did some great shit when he was in office, but I think overall,
Trump or Obama?
Trump.
Yeah.
Like maybe like there's aspects to him that people are like, yeah, he was a good president.
Yeah.
You know, but it really comes down to how much money did I have?
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is. How much more comfortable was I?
So in my mind, I think to myself, because we're playing this endless fucking game of tennis, the ball is always in the other court.
Right.
You're never going to be able to fix it because the other side has a different theory on how to fix it. So we're not united. So therefore, if you want to fix something in this country, it is going to require at some point a major change, an adjustment, or a revolution of some kind. And I'm not... Listen, I don't want the FBI kicking my fucking door in right now. I'm not suggesting that we have a revolution, but I'm saying that at some point it may come to that in this nation, that the people are literally exhausted with this. And it has happened countless times throughout history in any major civilization, regardless of the technology level that they were on at that moment. If the wealth gap gets too big, the fucking poor people are going to go, you know what, fuck this, I'm tired of this shit. And it's comical because I thought to myself, what could you do right now? Like, people can't afford houses. People can't afford to fix their houses. People are working paycheck to paycheck. What would it turn into if it got worse than this? The crime rate's going to go up. Organized crime will pop back up. You know, you will see the so-called mob or organized crime occur, people will start fucking stealing tractor trailers again and selling off the products for cheaper, you know. It will happen because that's how people will survive, you know. If I could steal off a fucking truck of goddamn whiskey right now and sell it for half price, I would be a fucking millionaire off the one truck, you know? And that will happen. If it continues to get bad, if the economy gets worse and people can't afford and they're renting their little shitty apartment or whatever from fucking some organization that owns all the fucking property in the entire nation, at some point somebody's going to say, you know what, fuck you, this is my house now. Yeah. I own it. I don't give a shit. Try to get me out of here. Then you'll have squatters and you'll have problems with that. And it's going to be, people will just take over. You know, it's just, fuck you. I live here now. This is my house. I don't give a shit if the deed is in Blackwater's name. Yeah. Because I watched this little thing that says that there's these 3 organizations that are basically
trying to buy up all the property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me,
like, I don't want that. I don't want to ever have the fucking, like, some corporate fucking person owning my property having their foot on my fucking throat.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they're also jacking up the prices to make their
everything.
You know.
It makes it almost unattainable.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
All, you know.
And that's the problem, is because what do you do as a homeowner if you're like, okay, you know what, fuck this, my kids are off to college now, and it's just me and my wife in this house, and this is a big fucking house in our neighborhood.
For 2 people, right.
You know, and they offer me some ridiculous fucking number that, you know, that the average young 20-year-old couple can't afford. What am I, an idiot if I decide, like, I mean, you have free choice. You can sell it to anybody you want. And I did notice that in the purchasing process, there are people out there that are literally saying, no, I don't want to sell it to an organization. I want to find a young couple that's going to buy my house. And they'll take that deal instead. And I think that I have the integrity that I would do that too. Right. Because I'd rather have another American couple own my fucking house, you know? Mm-hmm. So, it's a crazy world we live in.
You get these phone calls from people all the time, like, hey, you own this property at this, and, you know, within days,
I get
have that
three calls a day on me, my house, the rental property that we own, and my dad's building, because me and my dad have the same name.
Right.
So for some reason they think that I own the fucking building. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should check the deed. I don't know. Maybe my dad put it in my name. That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, they solicit me every fucking day, trying to, you know, oh, you got a property for sale? And I'm like, no, I don't. Right. You know, you sound like you're in fucking India right now. And I'm not judging you, but I'm just saying, how are you going to buy my property without even looking at it?
Yeah.
That makes no fucking sense to me.
But they'll settle it up in a week.
Yep, they will.
It's crazy.
You know? Cut you a check right fucking now.
And people are hurting, and they think like, oh, I need that money. You know?
Isn't it crazy that they have that much money? Could you imagine that? I have so much fucking money that I'll cut you a check right now.
Yep.
You know, for your entire fucking house. You're paying a mortgage for 30 fucking years of your life.
Yep. This is your greatest asset.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to take it from you in an instant.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you give it up? Why, like, as a homeowner, why would you give up what you worked for?
Yeah.
Like, this was your fucking dream.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple fucking thing that people want.
I own one rental property.
Right.
And my wife and I agreed from day one that even if we ever own just this one, this is our retirement.
Yeah.
Someday, when we're ready to retire, we will sell this, buy an RV, and drive around the fucking country. Mm-hmm. That's the plan, you know? At this point, with the way fucking prices are going...
That might not ever happen.
Well, it's not that. We'll be able to sell that property for an ungodly amount of money. Mm-hmm. And I feel bad because the predecessor behind me won't be able to afford it.
Yeah.
You know? Some young kid that's like, dude, I'm ambitious. I want to own a rental property. And it's going to be like, well, you're going to get shafted because George Soros decided he wants to own this also. And he doesn't live anywhere around here, doesn't give a fuck. He'll hire a property manager, and it'll just be, you know, another notch in his belt.
I've been out there, like, looking at houses.
It's tough.
And it's not even that. You go to these houses, and you go, this place is a piece of shit.
Yep.
Like, even though, like, cosmetically
$200,000 and it needs a ton of fucking work.
It needs a ton of work.
You
the
know?
fucking foundation's fucked up. The walls are cracked. Whatever the fuck. Like, it needs, like, new fucking ground put in just to fucking get it level.
And from what I hear from
realtors... And they
realtors,
want $250,000 for it. Like...
So I looked at this big-ass house that was totally gutted down the street from my cousin's house. And it's a big house, and it's on a beautiful street. But it was a really big house. But I was like, oh, man, how much could this be? It needs to be totally renovated. And at the time, they wanted $350 for it.
That's crazy.
But for shits and giggles, and this was in 2019 or something like that, or somewhere before we bought this house, my wife and I went and looked at it, probably 2018, I remember thinking $350 for this fucking house, and you got to do basically everything.
Yeah,
everything
you
needs to be redone.
Rebuild everything inside. Yeah.
I mean, it needs $150,000 fucking dollars in goddamn renovations, which I don't have.
Right.
I mean, I'm not a fucking, and even what I have, people look at me like I'm a fucking, like I'm like some slum. Oh man, he's got a rental property. Oh, look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants, dude. I have a rental property in a shithole neighborhood, and I had to live in it for 2 or 3 years. My wife and I lived in it and rented out the other units, and that's how we could afford to save money to buy our house. And there was like a whole strategy involved, like this wasn't like I inherited $1 million fucking dollars and went out and, like I had to really think this through, but, I don't know, man, it's tough. Anyway, so $350 to buy that house, and
it's like a shell of a house. Another
$150 to finish it off, and then when it's done, it's worth almost $1 million. And you think to yourself, yeah, that sounds great, but I still can't afford any of that.
Yeah, right.
I can't. I mean,
it's unattainable.
Even if I knew that I could buy it for $350, I would have to do all the work myself.
You have a mortgage.
You got a mortgage that you got to pay, which is fucking huge, and like. I make good money, but not great money.
No.
I'm not a fucking lawyer or doctor, like I'm not. And apparently even they're struggling, So
that's how I feel. Like I feel like, man, like I make good money. Like I've achieved a level of like what I thought was good enough.
Well, what we make as good money now.
Right.
It's not good money anymore.
Right.
If
I were making the money I make now 15 years ago, I'd be set.
Yeah.
Like...
I was insulted. So back to that jerk-off that was at my cousin's house, and he was shooting his mouth off. The welder kid, the 23-year-old welder kid, was sitting there, and he's just a hired hand. He's from Texas. He just bounces around the country and takes these little gigs there for like 30, 60, 90 days. Makes a lot of money and then goes back and lives pretty comfortably because the cost of living is still low where he lives.
Right.
So this dude was trying to poach him, and he literally said in front of all of us, I'll give you this much money, and I'll give you, a truck with a welding rig and everything. Like he gave him a good offer, but I was like, Jesus Christ, he just offered this kid a little tiny bit less than what I make a year right now. And I've been doing this for 20 fucking something years. Like I've been working my way up to where I'm at now. I'm a professional. I'm a goddamn crane inspector. This is something that you can't just...
You can't do it overnight. You can't just get hired.
I'm not flipping burgers at McDonald's, man.
Right.
And I'm just saying that, like, that's a no-skill job. What I do is very much a skilled job.
Right.
What you do is, it takes a lot of fucking... to get to where you're at. You can't just hire a guy on and be like, all right, tell these people where to go. You don't fucking know how to do that, So the connections and the life experience and what we go through to become who we are, and yet you're going to offer almost the same amount of money to this 23-year-old kid, then I'm not making good money anymore. That's all I heard is I'm not making good money. Clearly I'm not making good money. The union guys that I work next to make almost twice as much as me.
Wow.
I'm not making good money anymore, So I need more money.
Yep.
Look,
I mean, I only need what I need, but the way things are, man.
No, but you do need more money because you can't buy a fucking house.
I can't buy a house. I can't do it.
So that's, you know, like you're trying to be content with where you're at because you're not.
Right.
You're not the
and
kind
I'm
of
grateful.
guy.
Like I'm a grateful guy.
Well, that's what I mean. Is you're
You know?
grateful where you're at. You're like, okay, listen, man, I have enough money to survive.
Right.
But you do want a house. You want something of your own.
I want something.
And meanwhile,
really, my whole goal is to leave it for my kid.
Sure.
You know, like I don't want her to have to rely on somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, I want her to be able to say, "This is mine."
Yeah.
You know? Like that's my whole fucking objective.
Sure.
Like I'm not gonna be around forever. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like I'm getting older.
Yeah.
So.
Well, honestly, what usually happens nowadays, to be perfectly honest, is, and maybe it doesn't matter to you, but most of the time the kid does not live in the house.
I don't care what she does with it.
Yeah,
it's up
take
to
it,
her.
sell it.
She could sell it. She could do whatever she wants with it.
Yeah.
You know, she could stay in it. I don't care.
I do think the big.
I just don't want. Here's the thing. My dad died when I was 15.
Yep.
And I carry this with me every day of my life. My dad was top of the line, coolest fucking guy in the world. I loved my dad.
Sure.
Great dad to me, like best friend. When he died with nothing.
Yep.
He left nothing.
Yeah.
No life insurance. No, he didn't own a house, and I'm not knocking him for it. You know, I loved him for what he was, but that sticks with me because it's like me and my mom had to like really survive from that point on.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, there was like, so like I'm real big on life insurance policies. I just want to have a house so that I can die comfortably and know. I don't want anybody to look back and go, he didn't have anything. I don't want people to be able to say what I say.
Sure.
And that's not a knock on my dad.
Yeah.
It's just, that was his lifestyle. That's
he wasn't
who he was.
prepared either, though.
Right. And he was young. Like my dad was young when he died.
So
like,
that's
to me,
the other.
He felt old.
Well, and that's the lesson being learned by you is like, man, even at a young age, life can still sneak the fuck up on you.
And it didn't, like, my dad seemed old for his age.
Sure.
And he was not well. But in hindsight, my dad was 58 when he died. I'm 44.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not far off.
Yeah.
It's not far off. And anything could happen, you know? Anything could happen to you. So, to not have anything, to just be like, you know, to love people as much as, like, my dad loved us.
Sure.
You know, if I feel like that's how I love people, I can't do that. Like, I have to have something there for you, you know?
I mean, that's why I do what I do.
Right.
Honestly, it's not.
I mean, me personally, I could go live anywhere and be comfortable on my own.
Yeah.
I could, you know, that's not a problem. But I got all these other people that rely on me, and all these people that need things, and, you know, they have certain things in their lives that are, you know, a condition or whatever the fuck that they have to deal with for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
You know, I got my sons, I got my daughter, you know, I got a lot of people to take care of.
Yeah.
know? That's all.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
So all you can do is just plug away at it. And
don't worry, Trump's going to fix that.
I hope.
Or
oh,
Kamala.
Man, I hope my boy Trump
or Kamala
takes care of it. And don't say nothing bad about him because he's a good dude and that's my guy, man.
Yeah, but Kamala laughs a lot, so she's probably going to be better.
She's cute,
you know?
man. I think Kamala's kind of cute.
She's not fucking cute, dude.
I know, you keep saying that. She's a pretty lady, dude.
If AOC ran and flashed me her tits occasionally, I would vote for her.
I think Kamala's attractive.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think she's an attractive woman.
I'm going to have to see her in a bathing suit.
In real life.
If she got up there...
We're talking in reality.
Yeah, but if she got up there in a bikini or something, you know, like Miss America style, and was like... I'm going to be your president.
Yeah, she is a phony motherfucker.
You know,
man.
Like if she did that, then I'd be like, all right, you got my vote.
Fucking
you know?
When I see her talking and laughing and shit, it's like, somebody's
Christ.
I like when she gets like sassy.
Yeah.
Like when that side of her comes out and she's like somebody was heckling her on stage and she's like, I'm speaking, motherfucker. Like she got like, she didn't say motherfucker, but like the way she did it, I was like, that's what I want to see out of people is reality. And I think like, dude, Trump.
Do you think she'll
Trump
flip?
Fumbled, man.
Do you think she'll change suit when she's got the
you think she'll
the
get
crown?
sassy?
You know, like you know, maybe this is all a game for her right now. But if
I think it's all a game.
But maybe if she wins, then she'll like be like, you know what, dude, fuck this. I don't have to be phony no more. I'm already in the fucking office.
Right.
You know.
I think Trump fumbled like with unifying people after almost getting shot.
Yeah.
I thought that was his opportunity there to kind of like tone it down. Humble, be a little bit more humble. Try to unify people.
Nah, he doubled down. He always doubles down.
He doubled down, dude. When fucking Biden dropped out, nasty fucking message, dude. A nasty message.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised this dumb motherfucker didn't go and hire like a bunch of fucking Aryan Nation like retards to be his like. It's like, dude, I just don't get it, man. At this point, I mean, listen, he did play the whole fucking. Like, he's definitely playing, like, race politics now because he, like, did the whole walking out to 50 cents, like...
trying to appeal.
You know, like, he's definitely... And he that's the problem, though, is he's doing the same bullshit and nobody wants to call him on it. Like, now that there's these videos of people in Harlem, there's, like, groups of black people that are very pro-Trump.
Right.
He's eating it up.
Uh-huh.
He's like, oh, I love black people now. But, dude... 4 years ago, you literally couldn't tell a little racist organization to shut the fuck up for a second.
Right.
Like, you didn't have the balls to say it to them because you
that
knew
was your support.
Yeah. You knew, like, okay, guys.
I can't shit on my supporters.
Oh, yeah, stand off to the side. Like, they're like, no. We said stand down. Tell them to, get the fuck out of here. We don't need them right here.
Right.
And he's like, oh... Hey guys,
he was trying to be too diplomatic.
Can you quiet down for a little bit? You know,
he's too diplomatic to the wrong people.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Is you're over here catering to retards.
Yep.
You know, instead of like being a man and saying like, "Yo, dude, shut the fuck up. I don't believe in that."
Yeah,
you
right.
know, but that's the right wingers want to sit here and pretend like Trump's that guy, but he's not that guy.
No,
he's still in the same bullshit. He's still a puppet to his constituents, you know? Whoever is willing to support him, he'll suck their dick, you know? Dude, I don't care what you say, you know?
His running mate is not one of his supporters. That fucking little shitbag that they say fuck the couch and all that shit. Like, that's like a...
What?
You don't know that? Come on.
I don't even want to look into him,
It's
dude.
fucking funny.
Really?
It's one of these things where, like, somebody made a claim and it sounded true, so everybody just ran with it. And it's like... And it's just like a constant fucking thing on social media and stuff that they're making these jokes about him. They said something like he had sex with a fucking couch in college or something. But they were so specific in their details that there was like this feeling of like, that has to be true.
Yeah.
You know, like to the point that they like, it was in his book on this page, he says this, and it's not true.
Yeah.
It's not true. It just feels true.
Yeah.
It's like, what does the fucking dude from The Daily Show call it? Truthiness?
Yeah.
Like there's a feeling of it being true.
Yeah.
But it's not true.
Yeah.
But people have just gone nuts with it. And they say all this funny stuff about it. Like,
who's Kamala's VP?
Waltz. I think his name's Waltz from Minnesota or some shit. He was like a teacher and a military
Haven't heard nothing
guy.
About that guy.
Yeah.
They're not even like...
No, he's been out there yucking it up, acting like he's like Kamala's homie and shit.
Yeah.
And they walk out on the stage and they point to somebody, and it's like, it's so fucking fake, dude.
Yeah.
It's so fucking like wrestling.
This is
entrance.
Idiocracy, though.
Yeah.
You know,
it's so dumb.
Like, you've seen the movie Idiocracy, right?
Right.
It's like the whole
thing.
Like,
dude,
you know?
The Republican National Convention is Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever with Terry Crews?
Yeah.
That with the red, white, and blue, dude. Hulk Hogan was at the Republican National Convention. A fake wrestler.
Yeah.
Is on there backing up a fucking, backing up Trump. It's like,
got your back, brother.
Like, shut the fuck up, dude. This is Kid Rock. Like, you got Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock. This is like the most Walmart fucking bullshit I've ever seen in my life. And people are, oh man, like, he did good. He really, yeah, he did. That's what he's done for the last 40 fucking years, is rile people up. That's what, he's a showman.
Yeah.
That's what wrestling is.
Yeah.
That's what politics has become. And dude, that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm watching an angle.
Yeah.
Play out on TV, like an episodic fucking stupid angle. Like,
well,
it's dumb.
Maybe that's why our show's not popular, because we're not willing to suck a politician's dick right off, you know? Like,
I don't know.
I really think this person's going to fix everything. Dude, I'll even admit it. Like, I don't agree with everything. So I'm going to vote for Kennedy because I think he's the best possible candidate at this moment. But I don't necessarily agree with everything that he stands for, And so, like, to me, I don't know, man. I just think we're fucked. We're fucked, know?
We're corny, man. We're a corny nation. People are corny. Y'all corny.
I gotta pee so fucking bad.
That's how we end every show, is announcing that you have to piss.
Yeah.
That's how we used to do every third Sunday, too.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so this one, we said we're going to call this the one about Merle Haggard, and maybe all the people that want to hear about us talk about Merle Haggard will listen to the show. Like, that'll get it into some kind of algorithm like the David Allen Coe episode.
Maybe.
But this is the last Renaissance Man-Child show.
So if you want to hear more of us, go back.
This is the last time you hear the Renaissance Man-Child theme song in the beginning.
Although I might steal the instrumentals because I like the instrumentals.
Well, I could do more instrumentals.
Yeah,
picking
on the guitar.
Playing like nonstop.
I know. You called me the other day on the phone playing.
Oh, was I playing when I was talking to you?
This is a very bluesy conversation we're having.
I fucking play. Like, the second I get in from work, I go upstairs, pull on my... Dude, I got, like, the nicest fucking guitar.
Really?
The nicest guitar.
This thing is so fucking out of tune. I think I should go get a nice acoustic or something. Or maybe a nice electric.
I bought this Fender Resonator guitar.
Yeah?
Which I used to have a Resonator back in the day, and I loved it because there's, like, this deep, warm, bluesy sound to it.
Yeah.
And there's, like, this twangy fucking, like, almost like banjo strum to the high strings.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking love it. Like, I love it. You're supposed to play slide guitar on it and do, like, open tuning, but I just play it. Like, I just play it nonstop. I fucking love this guitar. And I also, for Christmas, my mother fucking bought me a guitar, which was, like, the sweetest fucking...
motherfucking...
She bought me a fucking nice-ass guitar for Christmas. She was
the
like,
problem is I'm a lefty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, my mother was like, all these years I spoil all the kids and stuff. She's like, I'm getting older. I want to spoil my sons.
Nice.
So she spoiled me.
Yeah, fuck them kids,
all
man.
three of us, man. Me and my brothers got really nice shit.
Well, tell her I want something, too.
She got me a fucking Martin guitar.
Really?
Like, and it sounds fucking nice.
Yeah.
So I got like a plethora of nice musical instruments right now, like the nicest shit I've ever had in my life.
Huh.
Like I've always had guitars or a guitar or whatever the fuck, but like right now I'm like on top of the world. I can't fucking put them down.
Dude, I think
I went on vacation. I bought a fucking like mandolin for like $50.
Really?
And I've never played mandolin a day in my life. Like,
dude, maybe
3 days later, I was a mandolin player.
Dude,
like,
maybe fuck this podcast shit. Maybe we'll start a little acoustic band. Me and you.
Dude, I
could do rhythm. You'll play something. A little more lead, more lead stuff. And
I gotta find people that play. Like if I could find somebody like if you can just play. You can come over and play my shit while I play. Like I don't. You ain't even gonna bring stuff. Like Like I'm not saying like I got like a fucking studio in my house, but I have enough. Shit there we could fuck around.
We could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the only oddball. I'm a lefty, so I'd have to bring something. But
well, I mean, you could just restring shit the other way.
Yeah.
Play.
It doesn't always sound right.
No, I'm saying you just fucking flip the strings over and turn it around and play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I've been playing a lot. I love it. Love it.
Get back in there, man.
It's like it's my outlet right now.
You know what?
I wish I was drawing more, but I'm not.
Fuck drawing,
No. I'll get back to that. Like I really like am pining for that. Like that fucking feeling of like I can't stop fucking drawing.
Yeah.
But right now it's like I have no desire to even do it.
I don't have nothing in my head that I want to draw.
Yeah, I get ideas all the time and stuff, but it's just like you have to be in like this fucking zone.
I think I'm going to start a TikTok account and I'm just going to draw dicks.
Dick drawing?
Just dicks, just like big old veiny bastards. Like
I used to get a lot of compliments on my my tit drawing ability.
Tit drawing?
They'd be like, "Man, those look so full. The lighting on them is so good.
The realism. You got
like,
realism.
You look at those nipples, the way and I'm not trying to be funny. Like people would compliment me, like, "Man, these tits.
You got nice
real.
tits, John."
Yeah, I was like, "Well, that's the goal."
Maybe we should name this episode. You got nice tits, John.
Yeah, I don't need to draw any more attention to my tits. But, now, this is the one about Merle Haggard.
Merle Haggard.
And it'll be funny. Like, your last episode of Yardbird Tuna has like 4,000 listens. And then the last episode of Renaissance Man-Child will have like 4,000 listens. All because we named some old country singer.
Well, I think in
back
all
when
seriousness,
country was good, back when people like when country was the shit. And that's kind of the theme of this episode.
Yeah.
Is, our country used to be the shit.
Used to be.
And now it's shit.
Yeah.
And, country music used to be the shit.
Yeah.
And now it's fucking shit.
Yeah.
Old school country is the shit, though.
Yeah,
I'm not a country boy, but, dude, there is an element of old school fucking country where you're just like, this is some badass shit right here. Like, these dudes, like, lived it. Like Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
He lived it, man. That motherfucker got attacked by, like, an ostrich or some shit.
An ostrich?
Dude.
I like the song where he's describing why he's the man in black. I think it's called Man in Black.
Yeah, it's called The Man in Black.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good song.
But, like, all those dudes. Merle Haggard was a bad motherfucker. He's got great songs. Fight Inside of Me.
I was listening to Highwaymen the other day, and I was like, dude, this is a good fucking song.
I like that. I like that element. And there's another dude, Stewart. I can't remember his first name. But he would, like, write these great fucking country songs. Like, it was like, she's acting single, so I'm drinking doubles. Like, these were, like, his songs. And then, but his life was, like, a country song. And then his wife, like, died the day before Thanksgiving of pneumonia. And then he, like, got distraught and shot himself. And, like, his whole life is, like, a country song. It's fucking crazy. But, yeah, man, those dudes are bad motherfuckers. David Allan Coe was a bad motherfucker until he started fucking being an idiot.
I think we should just name this episode the same as the last episode of Yardbird Tuna.
David Allan Coe fucked up or something?
Yeah.
I think we should go with the one about Merle Haggard.
Merle Haggard?
It's like part 2.
Yeah.
And then we can go back to, we can reformat everything and do whatever the fuck we want.
I was surprised.
Our podcast is an ever-evolving work in progress.
I was surprised the pronouns one didn't get more attention. Our previous episode was called What is Your Pronoun?
We went nuts about...
was it como si what?
Como se dice.
Yeah, como se dice. Yeah. I was surprised nobody, like, clicked on that one just because everybody's got a fucking opinion right now about that, They're
so dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Anyway, stay tuned. Not here because we're gonna wrap this one up.
And we're gonna reformat it.
But if you get bored and you want to come hang out with us, I think what I'm gonna attempt to do in the next few weeks is you're gonna get to see John's beautiful face and my beautiful face, because we're gonna try to do it like a YouTube channel, and probably do like YouTube lives in the morning. And then you'll be able to see the episodes later after that, This will be like a weekend thing or once a month or whatever. We'll see what happens,
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But that'll be on Yardbird Tuna. So if you're bored, if you want to hear our voice some more, probably very similar
If you
want to
get angry, if you disagree with everything we say, and you want to
Over
get
there,
angry.
we are the opposite. We are very much Trump supporters. I think what we should do, honestly, we're Trump supporters, but I think I also support Harris, and I think we should go back to the founding fathers, the way they did things, and I think Trump or Harris should be the president, and I think the loser, because that's what we're going to call him from now on, the loser of the election gets to be the vice president. So, like, one way or another, you're getting these two assholes, and they're gonna have to work together and fight it out. Maybe we'll get them like, some like small, like not quite like fatal weapons to fight it out with. Like a bat one, and like brass knuckles
like
for
that
the
scene
other.
In the Dark Knight when he hands the guys the pool cue.
Yeah, I like that. Break a pool cue in half and tell me each to fight it out.
Here's 3 guys. Here's 2 halves of a stick, and you guys figure it out.
Yeah, I like that. That's got a lot of that's a very romantic way of thinking about this, So so anyway, for all of our listeners out there, thanks for following along, and I love you. Bye.
All right. Later. Thanks for listening to Renaissance Man-Child. Renaissance Man-Child is a Yardbird Tuna production. If you enjoyed the show, please like, follow, and share. Any ideas or suggestions, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram.
Oh, shit!
You talk good.